Hello, everyone. It is April. Already starting with some chaos from last month. I originally had a one shot planned for today. I wasn't going to tell anyone about it, I was just going to post and have fun of it. But the problem being, working on it kind of got complicated last week when well, how do I say this? Oh, bloody hell. Cut my hand open. No, it wasn't suicide or anything crazy like that. No, I just accidentally cut my hand open pretty damn deep when cutting up some meat. I cleaned up the meat and ate it, but I kind of had to go to the hospital beforehand, get some stitches, and they uh, they got took out today. Hand is still pretty tender, but it did push out the work to another day because I had to do it all one handed. Really annoying overall, but just means that story will have to come out another day. Outside of that, let's see, what else are we doing today? Ow, ow, ow. Gotta remember, wait, let the hand sit. Okay. April, not too much complicated bullshit. Again, for obvious reasons. Dragon May Cry Season 2 will be coming out next month, in the middle of that month. You guys have already seen the release date, probably. Really cool. I already ordered the cover for the next book, so it'll actually be hopefully finished before the book drops. Be featuring 4 characters around the border, just like before, along with 2 characters in the center. I will also be posting another preview chapter sometime this month, probably on the 15th, because the 8th will be the next chapter of Where is Everypony? We continue Spike's journey through the final season of that. And overall, this chapter is gonna be the most complicated one because either you guys are gonna love the angle I'm going with the monster, or you're gonna outright hate it. It's gonna be a very conflicted chapter. I've been holding this in the back of my hand since the very first chapter, okay? I've been wanting to do this reveal. I'm not sure how much of the reveal will get to you guys. I'm not sure how well I laid it or how blatant it was. If you guys already don't know what it is, then I'm sorry. We're getting the reveal in that chapter, okay? It's not going to be in your face as much as I hope not. Next up, other hand. Other hand. Trying to pull up the chapters real quick. It should be. Let's see. Wrong page, wrong page. That explains it. Oh, wow, I've got a lot of messages on Twitter. Okay, SWWC. The 3 final chapters for Season 3. Now, all of them are finished, except for the epilogue for Season 3. I'm a bit conflicted because one of the side stories I've been working on has been coming out very short. I've actually finished it, and the length is roughly 2,000 words, so I was tempted to just turn it into the Season 3 epilogue because it does lay a bit more better groundwork than most of the other side stories and does directly connect to things happening in Season Three's opener. Okay? How Season 3 was about Fluttershy and her cousin. It would make sense to make the epilogue about Zephyr. Okay? What happened with her brother. Outside of that, Let's see. We also are gonna get our primary encounter with one of the anti-six between Flash and Timber against one of the anti-six. And this one, oh blazes, this one. This is where I take a lot of the mystery of the anti-six and flip them on their head. Once you read this chapter and then read the opening chapter of season 4, you will know exactly who the next anti-six will be. And then you'll know everything about them. To a fucking T. Why they're doing this? Still a bit of a mystery. Enjoy that. But you'll already know who they are. Let's see, what else? That should start up next Friday, 10th, 17th, and 24th. As for Journey to Heart Swimming, I'm going to do that the 22nd. I know I usually like do it in the last part of the month, but last part of the month is the 29th for this month. That's going to be a bit awkward, especially since May always has double chapters for Journey to Heart Swimming, remember? So, April 22nd, it will be, I think, out. Other hand. You'd figure 5 days of a freaking bandage on my arm, I'd get the hint to use the other hand. I think it's chapter 17. Let me check. 70. Yeah, it's chapter 70. And last chapter, you guys dealt with the fateful rope in Red Forest. Now, let's sort of review what happened there because a lot of crazy stuff has happened this month overall. Other hand. For those wondering, it's my right hand. But I'm left-handed when I'm writing. But when I type, I like to use both hands. So yeah, we had the conversation between an illusion of firelight inside the mind of Sunburst, talking with Hollow Prince. I'm doing a lot of fun stuff with Firelight in the background of these stories. Then we had another scene with Gold Apple. I originally had a different name for him, so if you guys happen to ever see Red Apple, that might have been me not changing the name there, okay? I originally had it as Gold Apple. For some reason, when making this season, I started writing it as Red Apple, and I totally forgot why I originally had it the other way around, and I had to force myself to say, no, it is Gold Apple because I want the fucking pun. There it is. I did say Red Apple at one moment. Nice. Let me just go over and edit that real quick. Ow, ow. I was wondering if I said Red Apple a few times. F. Red Apple. I think that's the only one that came up. Nice. So it's... I'll just put down Brother Laugh, because I already said Gold Apple above. Not Borther. Brother. There, you guys sort of got a hint of what I do when I write. Fix that real quick. And that. I guess the reason why I'm messing up so much of their hand is because it's finally out of a bandage. What was the second half? Sorry, the bottom half. It was the battle between Red Steel. Oh, yeah, that's why I didn't want it to be Red Apple, because I already had a character named Red Steel. But yeah, Red Steel versus Carnival Carnage. Now, back when I had this story planned out, Carnival Carnage was always going to be the main villain of the Earth Ponies. That's why he's an Earth Pony in the first place. That was always the deal from the start. But I originally was going to have him die during the next season. Okay? In a battle with the Alicorns. Now I'm a bit conflicted, especially when you guys get to the next chapter, chapter 70. If I remember correctly. Carnival. Yeah. I won't say how it happens, but concerning the build-up we're going for, yes. Next chapter is Carnival Carnage's final chapter, okay? In fact, overall, we're going to have a lot of story to do with Carnival Carnage. No, I'm not suddenly dropping a massive backstory about the perverted priest clown. No, that'd be stupid. However, we do get 2 scenes featuring Carnival Carnage. You'll also get another scene featuring Hollow Prince as he tries to understand Sunburst. What is Sunburst doing in this point in the timeline? Funny enough, for those ones that have read SWWC, you'll see a nice little hint to that storyline. He's going to be referring to the glacier and all that Earth's like. Wait. Yeah. We'll get more information on how Sunburst ended up in the past through the prologues of SWWC, but overall, that's how it's connected. I want to get this chapter out a bit early because May is going to have 2 chapters of its own, and I can already tell you ahead of time, the season finale, episode 72, is going to be another long chapter. Not one of my longer chapters. I think it's roughly 8K right now. I haven't fully finished it yet. It might be 9 to 10K by the end. What else is happening? The preview chapter for this month of Dragon May Cry, if I remember correctly. No, not that one. No, not that. There's Dragon May Cry. Wrong button. Just go to search, you stupid thing. Dragon. Forgot the A. Season 2. Definitely need to fix the title on that. Right now it just says Season 2. Should I give an alternate title for this? I'm not sure. But if I remember correctly, it is Spike working alongside the other character on the cover, okay? I told you on the cover, it'd be Spike standing alongside someone. They're going to be back to back with guns raised in the iconic pose that you guys know and love. But no, it's not going to be Spyro. No. Spyro is clearly going to be going the brother angle, obviously, but I'm going to be playing things a bit differently for this chapter and for this next cover. And you'll figure out who Spike is working with. I had already said it in that one blog. I think I might have said it in the other blog. Hold on. Again, my mind is a bit fried because hand. Preview part 1. Spike is awakened in the shadow ruins of Equestria. Smolder is gone. Dragon Lords have vanished. At his side, yeah, I already said it. Okay, at his side is Tempest. Tempest is on the fucking cover. The next chapter is a preview involving involving a scene with Spike and Tempest. For those wondering, no, there is not going to be any shipping between Tempest and Shadow. I'm sorry, Tempest and Shadow. That's got to be someone's ship online. I know it. Anyway, there is no shipping between Spike and Tempest Shadow. There's not going to be a romance angle there. Okay? For multiple reasons, but first off, Smolder is still not gone from the story, even though the description says she is gone. She's just simply separated from Spike. She still has major roles to play in Twilight section, as you guys saw in the last preview. But also, I want to explore other ships in general, because yes, the formula will still be the same of a certain amount of chapters in the season, then you get your smut. I'm not sure what the first few chapters and first few smut chapters are going to be, because the way the story's going right now, they're going to have to be flashbacks, the first two at least, okay? Because I've got those finished. First two seasons are done. I am currently working, sorry, not first two seasons, first two acts. That's right. This is book 2, and the first 2 acts of book 2 are done. I've written them all up. Ready to go. So I plan to post when the time comes in May, okay? However, as it stands, I don't have a proper ship ready in the present day to just get right into this smut. No. They're going to have to be flashbacks. Problem is doing it right. I might cave in and give you guys a Pinkie Pie Twilight one for season 2. Why not? I've been wanting to do that one for a while. Heck, it was originally going to be planned for book 1. Book 1 was going to feature some Pony and some Pinkie Pie on Twilight action. That was obvious. Why else would I be building up their romance so strong of one being dead already? Of course, I was going to do a flashback eventually. I never found the right place because Twilight was going through a very, very dark depression. She still is kind of going through that now, but the idea of Twilight's role in Dragon May Cry 2 is basically I have no idea what to do next because I was a fucking murderer. I committed genocide. I don't know what to do next. That's the idea, okay? And that's pretty much what it showed in the last preview. At the same time, I want to explore other ships in general when it comes to Spike, not just Smolder. Smolder is going to be the end game, obviously. That was the point of doing this in the first place. Choosing a ship that I outright hated, or at least I found boring, and making it the foundation of Dragon May Cry. Smolder is the end game, okay? He will eventually find his way back to Smolder. But that doesn't mean a player like Spike isn't going to go without other characters, okay? We already firmly established he has a long-standing fling with Gabby. And with Rarity. This one will also explore another long-standing fling. As well, it will also be introducing a new fling. That's not Tempest. No. Tempest Shadow is a very complicated character in general when it comes to shipping. And that's due to the fact that, like a lot of Twilight rivals, you fans are boring as hell. I am legit not joking that one of the strongest ships in MLP fandom when it comes to Tempest is obviously Twilight. Duh, you guys are that fucking boring. But at least with Tempest and Twilight, there's an actual level of chemistry there, and not just, I hate you, let's fuck. Which is literally Twilight and Trixie. That is pretty much the spine of every ship involving those two. Every fic involving that ship. But anyone that's been a part of shipping discourse knows exactly what they're getting into with Twilight and her rivals. Every single fucking rival, clone, whatever, there's a fic for them with banging the hell out of Twilight. Sometimes she's the bottom, sometimes they're the bottom, I don't care. And quite frankly, I told myself from the upfront, I wasn't going to do that at all for this story. There is going to be no Twilight X Tempest in this story. Not because I hate it, but because you guys have way too fucking much of it. The main spine of the main spine of Dragon May Cry was for me to do a ship I've never done before, okay? That is why Spike and Smolder are the spine. Okay? That means for Tempest, I need to do a ship I've never done before with Tempest. And since I haven't done much with Tempest in general, yeah, that makes things very complicated for me. I don't. I have an idea. I've already laid the groundworks in season 1 and 2 on who her main squeeze will be. And I've already thought up a few places where I could have smut chapters on them. Because you guys are freaks and I want to keep you happy. But I also prefer to do my action. So unlike with Dragon May Cry Classic, Dragon May Cry 2 will have 12 chapters. And then your smut. 12 chapters per season instead of 9. That gives me way more breathing room to build these romances up before I end up tossing them in a bedroom with some alcohol. As for the rest of the description, yeah, he's tracking down the hidden dragon breeds of MLP and of Equestria. And I'm actually basing a few of them directly on monsters we never got a full answer on in the show. Like, for instance, as I said on Twitter, the giant worm thing that nearly ate Mud on the mountain. That thing looks like a dragon. That thing is now a dragon in my comic. Deal with it. In my story. I'm not sure how its biology is going to work with the fact that everything in my universe is anthro and that thing is just a giant snake. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Anything else I've got to say for this whole video? Because I am very out of it and I keep touching the keyboard with my tender hand. Don't know. Oh well. Go ahead and stop it. I've already told you guys everything I'm doing this month. Have fun.